gentlemen of the media, and again I want to add what Harmon has said, that I would like to apologize for the late start. As you know, our coalition, we pride ourselves on getting things done and getting it done on time. As you all know, the joint services are voting today, and on behalf of the entire coalition, we want to thank them for their dedicated service to this nation. We are seeing very strong turnout so far at all of the 82 polling places across this country. The figures that we have been able to acquire so far seems to suggest that the turnout is between 65 to 70% of the 10,226 ranks who are registered to vote. I want to use this opportunity to make a last appeal to all of those ranks of the joint services who have not yet voted to go out and cast your votes before the close of polling. Today, His Excellency the President visited polling places in Georgetown and expressed his satisfaction with the arrangements made by the Guyana Elections Commission. Polling places were opened on time and staff were present generally across the country. This is certainly augurs well for the arrangements to be made by GCOM for Elections Day, when there will be much more polling places other than 82. But I do believe that this is a good test, and so that GCOM will be able to fine-tune their arrangements for Elections Day. Insofar as our campaign is concerned, to give you an update, our campaign continues to march forward together, and we are seeing unprecedented support across this nation. Voters obviously feel the progress on our coming out in numbers at our meetings and rallies. There are 10 days to go until we actually reach Election Day, and we have a lot of exciting activities coming. First of all, today we have a youth rally in the West Berbice at Paradise Community Center ground at 7 p.m. with all of our young candidates will be there and making statements. There will be, of course, the music and festivities, as well as they will be discussing what we have done and our vision for the young people of this nation and our future. Next, on February the 23rd, we will have a major band on the float parade, which will be led by our young people, and we expect thousands of our young people that will be part of that band. So you can look out for the green and gold, and that will be a clear signal as to where the excitement on Mashramani Day will be. Next Wednesday, February 26th, we have our rally in Region 1 at Mabaruma, and this, of course, will bring to an end the rallies in the hinterland regions 1, 7, 8, and 9. On Thursday, the 27th of February, we have our women's rally at the parade ground in Georgetown, and that will be headlined by our First Lady, Mrs. Sandra Granger. That is something to look forward to. And on Saturday, February the 29th, we have our closing rally here in Georgetown. So you can expect an epic event. I'm not sure that the Durban Park will be big enough to hold the numbers that will be coming to Georgetown for that rally. These rallies are in addition to the community and focus group meetings that are going on throughout the country. We are also conducting house-to-house visits to reach voters in their homes. We are reminding citizens how to vote. Everyone in this regard is invited to participate and join us. If you are a supporter of the coalition, If you're a friend of the coalition, please join our team to reach out to your neighbor, your friend, your family, and encourage them to vote APNU+AFC. I thank you.
Thank you very much, Lieutenant Colonel Harmon, for that update. We'll go straight into your questions, and Sharon has the microphone. If you can indicate your name and media house. And both co-chairs are available for questions. With regard to the campaign, as you determine your questions, can I ask you, Lieutenant Colonel Harmon, you gave an indication that turnout today for the discipline services is about 65%. Would you like to clarify that would be at what point in time?
That will have been at 12 o'clock.
At midday?
At midday.
With 6 hours of voting remaining?
Yes. We had very strong turnout very early. You could have seen the images are out there already, because every other person is now a media person. So we have, apart from the formal media, what I would call the informal media that's actually putting up videos and so on. So you have a serious challenge, the formal media, with the informal media that's actually putting out stuff out there on a daily basis, and in fact on an hourly basis, and in some cases minute by minute you're getting a blow by blow account of what's taking place. But certainly the voting was very, very heavy, and I trust that this is a clear indication as to what will happen on E-Day, and so that the Elections Commission will have to crank up their arrangements. I believe people are very excited with the program which we have rolled out on our campaign, and therefore they are all anxious to go and cast their votes so that they can ensure that the progress will continue in this country.
If I can give you some more information with regard to the house-to-house visits, I can give you an update that today those house-to-house visits are being done in addition to other communities in Enmore, BV, Cummings Lodge, and Liliandale, and other communities across the country. Can I ask Co-Chair Trotman if you'd like to add any comments?
Nothing new except to say that, like my colleague, Mr. Harmon, we are very enthused by the campaign, very excited about what we're seeing, but being very deliberate and decisive about how we proceed. We expect that, of course, in the days ahead, Mr. Harmon and myself will call regular press briefings and, of course, face more questions. Perhaps even this evening we may make ourselves available for a briefing after the close of court.
Thank you very much, Co-Chair Harmon. Questions?
Sean, I love to stop with the
Kindly use the microphone. Thank you.
Sean, please stop with the Sir, is there any update on the assault incident in Region 2? Whether that person is hospitalized or whatever was going on with that case?
Actually, we have two reports from that region. In particular, I think it is a charity. We have Vivian Henry, a young indigenous youth who has been very vocal and very active on our campaign, and has been on the television programs and so on in that community. A very progressive young man who was actually set upon by what I would call hooligans and given some beating. In fact, Mr. Henry is in the building right now because I am fine-tuning the statement which he has given. He's given a statement to the police. I understand that the police, they have arrested one person so far, and I trust that they will get the rest of them and let them face the full brunt of the law. From the statements which what I heard from Mr. Henry, and the statements made by the persons who beat him up, it seems as if they were connected to another political party. And I want to say that we have all signed a code of conduct with the Ethnic Relations Commission. the Ghana Elections Commission has sent a notification that they would wish us to sign a code of conduct with them as well. And we are prepared to sign such a code of conduct and to abide by its terms and conditions. Those of you, when you came into this building, at every floor of this building and in every part of it, you will see displayed copies of that code of conduct. We have circulated it to our campaign managers, and so they understand what it means and the consequences of any breach of that code of conduct. And we trust that the police will take all the necessary steps to ensure that those persons are brought to justice. Additionally, we are sending strong complaints to the Ethnic Relations Commission, to the Ghana Elections Commission, and to the observers, all of the observers who are here in this country, so that they can understand what is really happening and who is behind what is taking place. I learned also there was a young man whose feet was actually deliberately ran over by a car in that same area. I don't have all of the details of that incident, but we have some of our officers, some of our people in that region that are looking at that carefully to have a statement, and we make another complaint to the authorities. But we just want to say that we will not, as a coalition, we will not sit idly by and see our workers, our supporters being brutalized by anyone. That they must understand that we will not sit idly by and see that happening. I'm sending a very clear message to all of those persons who are out there and feel that our supporters are easy prey and that they are targets. That we will not accept it. We've asked the police to do what they have to do. As I said, we will make our complaints to all of the authorities and to ensure that people understand what is happening here in Guyana.
Further questions? Coach or Trotman, would you like to comment on that incident? There being no further questions, we will bring an end to this press briefing and update, and we will advise you with regard to an update at the end of voting today if it becomes necessary. We thank you for being here, and we look forward to seeing you, if not later this evening, certainly tomorrow and in the days ahead before March 2nd. Thank you very much.